Hello, wood, stone, and steel viewers. I've been getting a lot of questions from a lot of different people as to what is wood, stone, and steel all about. Is it about just materials? No. The elevator speech is that wood, stone, and steel is a mission, really. It has to do with why we as humans are more comfortable in and around all types of structures that are made mostly with natural materials. Some of you have asked, what is your background? How did you come to this conclusion? Well, my background is varied. I have a degree in management and finance, worked Wall Street for probably 8 years, then midlife crisis early because I wanted to have something to do with construction. Talked to a lot of people, architects, professors, different friends and family, and came to the logical conclusion that I needed to get my engineering degree. I remember in 6th grade, 7th grade, always doodling. It would always be like a Gothic cathedral with the spires and the little ornamentation, the fleur-de-lis, the different elements within it. And I would doodle and try to make this church bigger and bigger, add another spire, add another square, and make it bigger and bigger. But it was just something that was in me that was compelled to do it. All of us are always searching for what we want to do for a living. I should have listened to my 8th grade placement test when we took that little exam saying what your interests are, what your skills are, what you're all about. It told me I should have been an architect or builder. Of course, I didn't think about the future and a job. I went on to become a Wall Street type person. Hated it. I should have listened to that advice back then because I had an emptiness in me whereby great with numbers. Yeah, it's great. I saw the balance sheet go from $56 million to $58 million, but nothing was inside me that felt satisfied. So after a lot of soul searching, talking to a lot of different professors, different architects, builders, because I was constantly reading books on building and understand what a joist is, what a rafter is, what a hip rafter is. And I'm wondering, why am I so interested in this? So after going through all my, say, machinations with people to figure out what I wanted to do, I came to the conclusion at that point that I needed to get my professional engineer's license because I wanted to control everything, including the land, subdividing the land, contouring the land, and then putting a structure on it. So I quit my job on Wall Street. I had the wife, the cars, everything at the beach, quit everything, went back, and for 2 years, I just took engineering classes and got my engineering degree. So that being said, I wasted a lot of time by not listening to that 8th grade exam, or what we would say interest test. And for you as viewers, remember, listen to what you put on paper, which is inside you, that you tell yourself what you should be doing. And just because you're good at math doesn't mean you should be following certain paths. There's an interest besides that skill, all right? Being good at math is a skill. Most of us, including myself, and a lot of you, that's the reason why you're watching this, love to go to cities and towns that have this beautiful type of architecture made with stone, wood, cobbled streets. And there's a reason, because it resonates with you. You feel more calm when you're in these environments, even though you're on vacation, all right? You could be on vacation in Disneyland and boy, you're just worn out after that vacation. But you could take a vacation to Venice, Italy, or Florence, and you go to that region, or Tuscany, right? You get more in the countryside, more of a village type of feel. And you feel better. You feel more serene, your stress level comes down, but you really don't know why. You think it's because you're on vacation. It has to do with being on vacation and the setting, the surroundings you're in. So wood, stone, and steel is trying to convey this message to the world that we want more structures, and that structure could be a bridge besides a house, anything, any type of structure that we are walking around in the world. We want it to be more of a natural material because it resonates with us and we feel better and we understand that type of material as we walk around it or in that town. So, I mean, just to give you an example, the bridge behind me looks like a beautiful, ordinary type of pedestrian bridge, but on that bridge, every little baluster and cross member brace is a natural piece of wood with bark on it. So they mortise and tenon it all throughout each panel. And they do have some, we'll say, structured lumber, right? So S4 type of surface pressure treated lumber, which are the main, we'll call it engineered type of members, which are easier to replicate. And the infill is all natural type of bark of a tree or a specimen tree that actually lasts longer in this environment, the outdoor environment. This particular bridge is in Spring Lake, New Jersey. Of course, it's a beautiful town, and they have two beautiful bridges just like this. So if you look back here, you'll see all this ornamentation, you'll see the design of it, and you'll be like, wow, as I come closer to it, it is so serene, it feels better. I walk across it like, wow, I can actually see the bark of the tree, the limb of the tree, and you're like, wow, I feel more connected. All right, if you're a viewer, you may have seen our trailer. Our trailer is very impactful, emotional, and it evokes some sort of heartfelt connection to what we're giving you in the wood, stone, and steel episodes. And one of those parallels is the parallel between our food right now, which is really a synthetic type of food, especially here in the US, and the synthetic type of materials we use in construction. So those parallels are actually making us feel less better. On the food side, of course, you get the additives, the GMOs, everything which is creating chronic illness. Then you need the medicine, and that has 400 side effects. So you got this whole world of, we call it progress, but it actually has brought us back where, again, the obesity, the chronic illnesses, the joint pains. And on the construction side, we have buildings that are just plain. They're not beautiful whatsoever. There's no hint of any classical architecture in it, okay? So in the modernist, brutalist type of design, it really eliminates as much as you can of ornamentation and makes it a very plain building. And it does not resonate with the average human. If you ask people around yourself and say, which one do you like? Do you like this flat, plain glass building, or do you like this brownstone type of building? A majority will pick this. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of architects that design these flat, plain glass and concrete, reinforced concrete buildings, and they live in brownstones, Victorians, specialized type of buildings, old churches renovated. So they also, as architects, appreciate as well. So I'm trying to see if we can get a movement whereby developers, because that's where the money is, start to bring this into consideration. One of the episodes will be, I will do a pro forma, a projected pro forma, on adding this additional money into the building because it's not standard construction anymore. So by adding these extra wood, stone, and steel elements to the design, just to let them know that you put more money in it, but your rents are higher as a result of it. Your resale value is higher as a result of it. So we'll get into the NOI, we'll get into the cap rates, and we'll say, hey, this does make financial sense. So we need developers who will introduce it into their design. Luckily, I'm around a couple of developers that do listen, and they are incorporating into their design, and it is becoming very fruitful. So you will start to see this movement of this change happen over the next, say, 10 to 20 years, because it's not just me, it's all over the world that people are saying, wait, what's going on here? I want more beautiful construction. I want to feel better in and around the structure I'm in, the town I'm in, the city I'm in, and make it so that I feel like I want to walk in this city. All right, the idea for wood, stone, and steel germinated about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I made a commitment to walk every day at sunrise for 6 months, at least 5 miles. And this epiphany started to come to me about construction, natural materials, and how that resonates with, why do we feel better? Why do I want to go to Spain? Why do I want to go to Italy? Why do I want to go to France, to these beautiful towns and villages? Because I love it. I love the feel of it. I love that it is made for people, walkable. The materials, primarily all natural materials, because they didn't have these artificial type of materials back then. 2 years ago, I met Victor Silverio, who is now the director of the camera. He's right behind the camera right now, right, Victor? There we go, yes. And so it's been 2 years in the making since I hired someone in order to start this venture. Right now we have 2, we'll say feature-length episodes on YouTube. We have 11 more in the hopper. The next 4 are going to be in sequence, will be James Collier, Pargeter extraordinaire out of the United Kingdom. I have Jack Badger with Ben Naylor, who actually does custom joinery in the UK. Then we have Philip Gacious of Gacious Plastering, who will show you some Elizabethan and Jacobean plastering. The one right after that will be the Stone Masonry Company, where they make free-floating stone stairs post-tension together. And they actually did the design of one in Manhattan that you'll see another video on that, where it's 5 stories of free-floating stairs. It's 7 stories all together. The first 2 are cantilevered, the next 5 are free-floating stairs post-tension with cable grouted in place. It looks beautiful. And then recently we just went to the quarry in France where the stone came from. So we have all of that. That's going to be another episode. We have 7 more because we were just in France recently. So you're going to see a whole bunch of material coming out over the next year. Hopefully we can get these feature-length videos to come out every 5 weeks or so, because it does take a lot of production value. Also, I'll be doing something like this, a 10-minute video about whereby I start to bring concepts and ideas to you, and just to keep us engaged. The next thing is I will be doing podcasts, which will be like an hour-long feature, and I'll bring in these artisans, I'll bring in experts, and we'll talk about all these different elements of wood, stone, and steel that we've talked about in this video. And of course, the feature-length videos that we're going to be showing you, which I just talked about, which has more enhanced cinema, it has music behind it, and it really resonates with a lot of people, and people love it. So those are the ones that we enjoy most. It takes the most amount of work, but that's what's going to be coming your way. So I hope this shorter video gives you an idea of what wood, stone, and steel is all about, so where we are and where we're going, because this venture is going to be for the next 10 to 20 years. So I've made the commitment personally to make this happen, and I'm not going to stop. I want this to be the next This Old House on steroids in a way. Watch out, Bob Vila. So keep on the lookout for the future videos, and remember to hit like and subscribe. And if you don't like it, hit the like button 3 times.